Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube. Welcome back, friends, to the next segment of taking care of the 2007 FJ Cruiser. We've replaced the spark plugs. Everything's back in good standing order there, and I've erased the fault code for a moment. And the next big thing is, after you erase the fault codes, so we go back to the dash, you'll see that the mill lights have gone out. So right here, the only thing that's on is check engine light, because I haven't started the vehicle. But down here on my scan tool, if we go into read, so we'll get out of this, we'll go into mill status. So it's saying mill status is off. So all the other service lights are off, just what's normal is the check engine light is on, and all the other notifying gadgets and gadgetry is on. Brake light, oil can, genie. If you rub that, can you really get 3 wishes? I wish it was warmer right now. I wish I had a nice hot chocolate and a piece of double chocolate devil's food cake to go with that would be good. So I don't think it's going to work. So we have our automatic temperature oil temp, and battery. So now we're going to start it. All lights are out now. So mill status is off. Let's go to some live read. Go this way. There we go. I just put some sauce on my drive belt, so you hear a little chirping there. Engine speed. These are live data. It's live data stream. Barometric pressure 28.9 HGs, which is great. Caloric load. It just had a big piece of devil food cake, double chocolate, the side order ice cream. The percentage is good. If it wasn't, the mill light was on. Mass airflow. And that's the end of that. So let's go back to next. Mill status. Let's go there. Mill's off. So it has reset. But here's what you have to really do next is monitors. So now we changed the spark plugs. It's starting fantastic now, like good old days. Again, as I mentioned in the previous segment, was I ran a set of spark plugs right from Toyota, 100,000 K. I would never do it again. I probably lost more money in fuel economy and performance. So when they're telling you, you know, all these things, that doesn't need to be maintained, this doesn't need to be serviced, we don't need to tune it up anymore, you don't need to spend any money on your vehicle anymore, oh, you don't need to change your spark plugs for 200,000 kilometers. It's all a load of crud. It is not true. So as I said, what it cost me to upgrade my spark plugs to the Erodium plugs, they're good for 150,000 K. I'm not leaving them in there anymore for 100. They're coming out. As I said, it's cost me more money and lost fuel economy. What'll be interesting is this. We had a P0430 oxygen sensor fault code, so not quite sniffing the exhaust up to par, and now I've dropped the fault codes out of the system, but now we have to reset the monitors, and that's where it takes a drive test to do that. So let's see if we can get a readout on the monitors. Let's go back here and tell it to do it. Let's see if it runs through, scrolls through. I might have to scroll it. Fuel system is ready. Comprehensive comp is ready. Catalyst. So that means my catalytic converter is not up to 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to make grilled cheese. That'd be really good right now. And maybe bake some muffins. So it's not ready. Heated catalyst, not applicable to this model. Evaporated system hasn't reset yet, so that monitor's not set. Secondary air system, not applicable on this vehicle. AC system refrigerated, it's not monitored. That's what it means, not applicable, it's not monitored. Oxygen sensor, one of them is not ready, it's not set. Heated oxygen sensor, not ready, it's not set. So that tells you right now I have, go back one, I have a regular oxygen sensor, not unleaded, I'm just kidding. And I have a heated oxygen sensor. Both are different from one another. So we'll carry on. EGR variable valve timing, not applicable on this truck. And that's the end of it. So the monitors are not set. So that's where drive time comes in. And if you want your service tech to do that drive time, just keep in mind how much they charge per hour while they're driving your vehicle around to let the systems reboot. So basically what it has to do is just like when your laptop or your phone is misbehaving, you do a reboot. You do a hard boot. You shut it down and bring it back up, and everything has to go through its self-test. That's what it's doing. The truck is going through self-test, and it will set the monitors on a drive. So you don't need a tech to do that, although I used to and still do. I'll take it for a road test a little later tonight or tomorrow morning and just do a little drive, what's called a drive cycle, and see if the service light comes back on and I have a P0430 again, then guess what I know? I have one of two of those oxygen sensors it's not reading correctly. So what I know is the heated oxygen sensor was replaced last summer when I had stainless exhaust put on, but the opposite one has not been changed. But that doesn't automatically mean they're faulty, just they won't reset. So we'll have to do a drive cycle. The heated oxygen sensor is still not ready. And yeah, let's go back. The regular oxygen sensor is still not ready. So let's jump out of this and go to monitor system number 5. Let's go to number 5. Okay, so there's no freeze frames stored. So there's nothing in, I haven't put anything in there. And let's go back into codes. No codes. So nothing has shown back up thus far in the ECM, and there's no service light. So where do we go from here? Well, we got to change the battery out. I got the new batteries, been here for a few months, but I borrowed a battery off my battery rack from one of our event vehicles, so it's time to switch that out because we'll be bringing event vehicles out first week of June. So let's just check and make sure we're charging properly. I see we are here on the gauge, right here. We're easily almost close to 14 volts, 13.6 to 14. Let's see what we have out at the battery. And then that also is going to throw off the ECM setting the monitors, resetting the monitors. So this is the perfect time to do this. All right, so we've got out here, I've got all the accessories on. So the alternator is providing the electricity to the accessories, not your battery. The battery's purpose is only to get the vehicle cranked over and started. That's all it does. And an alternator is not a battery charger. So we've talked about that before. There's a video on testing batteries on our YouTube channel. Watch that one. There's a lot of tips in there. So we're at the gauge in the dash said 13.6, 13.8. We're at 13.6. So we're in good shape out here. The alternation is providing the electricity. So I'm going to shut it down now. We're going to change the battery out. Okay. So again, just to reiterate, if you have a fault code, the code reader is not giving you the answer. And I'm not going to just go and order a couple of oxygen sensors because it's giving me an oxygen sensor, say that 10 times, an oxygen sensor code. I'm not. Because I know one of them is new, and if it were running really, really bad, just set that on the Dear John. And so I'm fixing that up for somebody. Headlights are on? Are your headlights on? Shall we try the horn? What do you think? Okay, that's off. So again, your codes are not your culprit. They're the clues. They're the suspects. So we got to test. That's the next step, is to test. But I'm going to see now that we put spark plug, taken the 100,000 kilometer spark plugs out, it fires up just like old times. So I'm really happy about that. Really, really happy, because it was not running like it usually runs. So let's get this battery out. It belongs in one of the Beetles. The Beetles are coming out this year. The Beetles. And some other event vehicles as well. So you want to make sure you stay tuned to our channel and our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, to find out where we're going to be, maybe in your neighborhood, so that you can come and see us. Bring your kids. Have your kids have their picture taken in one of our event cars. The kids really like the Beetles. I think the mothers do as well, to be honest with you, because last year I had several moms wanting to take the Beetles home. Well, we just had one Beetle out last year, so this belongs in the Beetle, and it came in handy because my battery went down. My Nabe, just going by, we got to fix the windows on that. Okay, this is coming out. This one's going in. Say huh. 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 Yeah. Oh, I think I can scratch the bottom of my feet now, standing up. That's when you know a battery's heavy. All right, it's even got a go handle. Look at that, would you? All right. What I like to do at this stage of the game is take the battery hole down off somebody else's car and put it on your own. No. What are neighbors for? Car parts. That's what they're for. You know you can get car parts from the neighbors. Neighbors, just remember, people of Stevensville, they're people, and they're the neighbors. Just keep that in mind. If you're ever out this way, swing around Stevensville. Say hello to the neighbors, because they're people. We know this. All right, we got to get this crazy thing in, and let me tell you, it is a little awkward. It looks friendly, but it's not. Yeah. All right, got to get the tab in here, and then you got to pat your head with one hand going that way and the other one going the other way, and you'll get the other one in there. There, I found the secret to be, get them both in, hold it in the middle, and don't let go. Because if you let go, then you got to start from scratch. You got to get both hooks in at the same time. See, I just lost one. That's what happens. It's quite a rigmarole. Hang on to it. And don't tighten these down. Notice I don't use a ton of air tools and battery powered tools, and I'm going to tell you again why. It's too easy to over torque stuff. If you go check out our battery test video and take a look at the battery that came out of this truck. It's in that video, and you'll see what I mean, that somebody cranked this bow tie down on that battery and literally stamped this shape right into the top of the battery. That's how tight it was. So you got to check out that video. That's called over tightening, just slightly. So I do a lot of stuff still by hand because I'm seeing way too much stuff, way over torqued. You don't need to tighten it. You only need a 1/4 inch ratchet. You don't need a wheel wrench or a Johnson bar to tighten the battery down, for Pete's sake. And if I can't put a battery in 15 minutes with a hand ratchet, and I gotta have a battery powered driver, I need to go and do something else, like learn how to crochet socks or underwear, something seriously useful. Look, that ain't coming out. And I didn't need to use a battery powered what's it. Okay, what's next? I knew you'd ask. As we put the positive on, I gotta put tape on that again. Touch of madness. Okay, see these fuzzies here? It's not only indicators, green one's negative, red one's positive, but it prevents, these little felts prevent corrosion. How about that? Ain't that just a nice woolly work sock for you? I'm into sock monkeys. I don't know what it is. Skippy, I think he's related to a sock monkey. Word's out. We're on to him. He's a bit of a character. Yeah, and Joe, our copter guy, he's moving around again. Yeah, he's repositioned. I think he was preparing to attack me in the shop. I think he was. Okay, so that's on. Now we put the negativity on there. Negativity, please. Oh, it won't reach. Well, somebody's in trouble here. Well, that's where we need the hose stretcher. You know what I got to do? What I got to do is what I got to do. Don't say anything. Just loosen this back a bit. We just need to skittish this battery over a hair bit this way. Did you see that? It's from all the bacon I eat. I love bacon. Just thought I'd throw it in there. Anybody else love bacon? Put that in the comments. I have a theory. I was cooking bacon last night. You cook a pound, you eat a pound. Let me know what you think about that. I think it should be a rule. It should be a written rule. Look at that. Just like downtown. Just needed a little adjustment. You think they'd give you a little, could you spare a square? Could you just, what's the purpose? Why would you do that? Just a little short little... Yeah, I got words for that I can't say. Maybe I'll write them down and send them in a card. Yeah, who does that? What kind of engineer does that? Oh yeah, we'll just give him a really short negative cable there. Yeah, he does, some saving on wire. Okay, man. The things you run into, that's all I got to say. So if you're interested in getting these terminals, you can get those at the Prince of the Palace store. Just so as you know. It's one of my favorite stores. I mean, there's stuff in there I wouldn't buy, but for the most part, there's a lot of good stuff in there. So check it out. They do have a pretty decent electrical section. Boss, the plane! The plane, boss! The plane! We have it all the time here. We're on a flight path to Buffalo, just so you know. Suppose you could say it's a slow boat to China. Yeah, I guess it's possible. Anything's possible if you put your mind to it. Okay, we got good connections. Oh, we need to... Thank you for reminding me. Tighten down the strap. Strap check. Aisle 3. And we're there. So I will do a drive test probably tomorrow to reset the monitors. And I'm thinking, I just might have to go on a road test where I can get some ice cream tomorrow. It's supposed to be sunny, so what better way to do a drive test? Go for ice cream, set the monitors, and have a good time. Why not? Or go grab a hot coffee and go down to the lake and watch the activity there. Yeah, see if you can see the Loch Ness Monster in the Niagara River. Okay. The battery that's going to stay in there is in there. We got a go handle. I like that. And I think it's in, fellers. All right. Thanks for coming on. Me and my handy little toter. You can get these at the dollar store. They are excellent to work with. See that? Put all your stuff in there and be on to the next job. So till the next one, thanks for watching. Happy motoring. Keep it under 100. Like, share, follow, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of Car Connection. And your favorite host, ta-da, Niall Motormouth Jenkins. And like and follow us on Facebook. Yeah, Niall Motormouth Jenkins. So remember, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, YouTube. Niall Motormouth Jenkins, Facebook. We'll see you in the next one. Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on because we're coming to your house.